Hello everybody and welcome back to the F1 2021 Cup Career Mode Season 5 with me, Dan, and of course my co-commentator Nick, and our graphics provided by Matt Amos and Lob1138 as usual. We come to round 4 today. We're in Azerbaijan once again for this early race in the season. A race which I believe I have not yet seen the checkered flag for, so I'll be hoping to actually reach the finish this time, hopefully. A bonus would be if I do it in one piece, as the last few times I have smashed my car up in spectacular fashion. And, well, we'll see. Are there going to be any changes to the Drivers' Championship or the Constructors this time out? We'll have to find out. Don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and of course comment down below what your highlight of the Grand Prix was, and we'll get on with the starting grid order for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And on the front row, it is a break in the trend. We have Justin Freshpot in the Mercedes. He is ahead of Pierre Gasly on the front row. Then it's Yuki Tsunoda in the other Mercedes, and the first Aston Martin, Antonio Giovinazzi. Behind him, George Russell in P5 and Lance Stroll P6. Then behind them, Lando Norris is the second Red Bull, alongside the first Williams, Lewis Hamilton. Robert Schwartzman gets into the top 10. He's alongside Carlos Sainz. Behind them, we have Nikita Mazepin in the other Williams and Valtteri Bottas in the other Alfa Romeo. Then it's Nicholas Latifi with a big penalty down in 13th and Mick Schumacher P14. Then we've got Charles Leclerc and Guan Yu Zhou lining up near the back of the grid. Not good circuit for these two. Then it's the two Alpines of Sergio Perez and Esteban Ocon on the penultimate row ahead of the two Ferraris of Radiant Slothz and Max Verstappen. We'll catch you in the race.
Justin Freshpot, the greatest driver of all time on pole position, 6 laps ahead of Pierre Gasly.
An incredible start to the Grand Prix.
Away we go.
Pierre Gasly with an incredibly aggressive start.
He crashes into Justin Freshpot, has to get out of the way, thus losing the position. Yuki Tsunoda now all over the back of Justin Freshpot.
It's absolutely madness in the background. There's like 5 cars wide going into turn 2. Radiant Slothz still at the back of the field. He has gained a position on his teammate going down the, this second straight, I guess, as we follow Justin Freshpot in a desperate attempt to try and get past Pierre Gasly. Mercedes are dominating this one with 2 cars on the podium so far. Here comes Radiant Slothz. He's chasing down
his teammate
Guan Yu Zhou and the 2 Alpines ahead, causing a roadblock. Stopping him from going past. The Alpines will not stop battling. They are still side by side. And are we going to see? Yeah, they have managed to settle what they were doing. Radiant Slothz.
Massive corner cut there to get past the McLaren. Crashes into the McLaren. That should be a penalty.
Comes round into the castle section, showing his skills at turning the steering wheel. And we go down this very straight. He's always looking.
Aggressive camera movements there from the cameraman.
Very aggressive from Guan Yu Zhou as well. Sniffing up the inside.
Box.
Radiant Slothz must be an issue. He's been told, retire the car, retire from Formula 1. I'm pretty sure there was just a tyre in the crowd as well.
We'll have to look for that one on the next pass, but I wouldn't be surprised because this game has been made by Codemasters. Radiant Slothz tries to go into the pit lane and Guan Yu Zhou almost gets in his way as he goes for an overtake. The Ferrari, still a shit car, as per Max Verstappen being at the back of the grid. As someone is lit on a bonfire in the pit lane and kicks up a load of dust and smoke. Radiant Slothz in. New set of hard tyres, new front wing. He'll be away. AWS powering the Ferrari. Unfortunately, though, it's let down by the human element as we see Justin Freshpot. A lot of wheel spin at the start. There's Gasly. Absolutely flies past into turn 1. Can he do anything into turn 2? He absolutely cannot. Closes up in the corner, and look at the speed of difference there for Pierre Gasly.
Disgraceful.
This was Radiant Slothz.
An awful start. Everyone pulls away. Even Max Verstappen gets past. Radiant Slothz now off the track. Rear ends his teammate for some reason. Track extends. Almost oversteers into the wall.
Radiant Slothz
almost rear ends the Alpine, locks up,
forced by
doesn't
his
give his
team.
team any room, almost hits him again. Disgraceful.
Oh, and he's
And
broken
now
down.
he has exploded.
He's caught fire and he has stopped on the side of the track. That has caused a safety car. He has got it going again, but I would imagine that the Ferrari power unit needs a bit of WD-40 on there just to get it greased up again.
Box, box, box.
Justin Freshbot. Apparently no other cars anywhere near him. Yuki Tsunoda 3 laps behind. The gap to Gasly can't even be measured on the timing board. He's twitching his way down the pit straight.
Warming the tyres. He comes in for an early stop as well. There's Pierre Gasly. We finally found him.
Everyone. Will Justin Freshbot get held up here? It looks like it. Yep.
I thought there was going to be an unsafe release there. Very long.
Massively held up there.
Oh, he's stuck behind Antonio Giovinazzi. The Haas cars stayed out. They are now running in podium positions, but they are not going to stay there. Very busy circuit right now. And there we go. Justin Freshbot once again looked at the back of Max Verstappen's Ferrari. Probably won't take him too long to get past as the safety car is coming in at the end of the lap. We're on board with Justin Freshbot. He is alongside Max Verstappen.
He's raring to go. He wants to get past that Ferrari. He has
to lift before the start-finish line to not get a penalty, but he is going around the outside and, well, unsurprisingly gets past very easily. There's Radiant Slothz gaining 2 positions there in one corner. And Justin Freshbot gains another.
Another overtake. He's 2 for 2 so far. Will we see a move on Giovinazzi or Ocon from the Mercedes?
They could compromise
better of it.
Each other here.
Alongside each other.
Ocon all over the place. He's going to force his way
down the inside.
That was a crash right there.
Aston Martin.
Lewis Hamilton follows through as well and also overtakes Esteban Ocon. Justin
Freshbot running away from the cars going side by side and slowing themselves down. Aggressive camera movements there as he's on the back of Giovinazzi, who's
Very
stuck
busy.
behind.
Guang
2 other cars.
George Russell, Sergio Perez. They're all over the place just coming down the pit straight.
Rear ends George Russell, as is the extra speed he was carrying.
Gets round turn 1. He retakes second place, but Pierre Gasly massively ahead right now. We jump cut to Radiant Slothz for some reason, being attacked by Nikita Mazepin.
Holding up Mazepin here.
Coming round onto the back straight. There's Max Verstappen conceding positions willingly up ahead. No wonder he's always at the back. And, well, Nicholas Latifi's in amongst there as well in what is regarded as the best car on the grid right now, but is still not able to get past a McLaren. Radiant Slothz under immense pressure from Nikita Mazepin as we follow these 6 cars chasing each other down the pit straight. I think the Ferrari... Oh, very defensive from Radiant Slothz and Carlos Sainz there. Radiant Slothz up the inside follows.
Massive track extend, potentially hit the wall.
We'll have to see. Nicholas Latifi ahead.
Down the inside.
There was contact.
And hits Carlos Sainz.
Nikita Mazepin sees the contact. He's frothing at the mouth. He wants a piece of the action. And Radiant Slothz now being doubly overtaken again.
Everyone is overtaking Radiant Slothz. It's a free overtake if you're behind him.
A second double overtake for Radiant Slothz in 2 races, although it's not the sort of double overtake he would want to be making. He is on the receiving end of this one. Once again, this is on board with Justin Freshbot during the chaos down the pit straight. As everyone just trying to get past the Red Bull. Giovinazzi chose the wrong way and ultimately cost himself a couple of seconds. Had to pull him behind. Justin Freshbot, of course, leaps up into the second seat on the podium. Radiant Slothz in a similar boat. Lots of cars going everywhere. All of them running out of ERS. Carlos is very defensive, as is Latifi. Avoids contact with the barrier.
Radiant Slothz just keeps out of the wall and thinks, no, I should hit the wall. and hits Carlos Sainz.
Looks at the husky chocolate and thinks, oh god, I'm hungry right now. I wish I could have some husky chocolate. Goes defensive for Mazepin. Opens the door to Robert Schwartzman out the outside. Nikita Mazepin presumably makes contact with all three drivers because that is his nature. As we rejoin Justin Freshpot on lap 8.
Justin Freshpot, almost 8 seconds behind Pierre Gasly and under noticeable pressure from George Russell, who has got the accelerator down, you have to say. Will we see an overtake?
George Russell with the
or
first.
Or is George Russell just going to sit behind? Justin Freshpot goes defensive.
He is going to actually try it, but George Russell not able to carry it through into the braking zone. The first challenge by either Red Bulls, I think, that we've seen for a podium position so far this season. So George Russell outperforming his two-time world champion teammate as they come down towards another set of corners that all look the same. Still behind Justin Freshpot.
Radiant Slothz probably caused that yellow flag you saw there.
There's a car going slowly up ahead. Oh, there's a massive fire. Who is it? It's Nikita Mazepin's on fire. He's on the racing line in everyone's way. He's actually made contact with Mick Schumacher and is pulling the car off to the side.
Radiant Sloth's track extends for literally no reason.
He's now under massive pressure from Mick Schumacher. He's doing his best to go defensive, but the Haas is just too fast. He's all over the back of him. Going into the DRS zone, there's nothing he can do. It's going to happen again. Sergio Perez also in the mix. Apparently the Alpine isn't as bad.
Yep.
And Radiant Slothz now drops into the lower quarter. He is challenging Perez. Oh, but he's made a mistake and he's hit the wall.
Radiant Slothz, a huge collision, a dangerous, another dangerous manoeuvre. He's crashes into the McLaren.
Crashes into the Ferrari.
Hits the McLaren. This is a scandal.
Charles Leclerc thinks about going past as well. He might try it going down towards turn 3. DRS is open. He's in a faster car. Radiant Slothz goes defensive. Ultimately, though,
crashes into him.
Allows him past.
Box.
Radiant Sloth's not a box because he is just doing damage to the car and track.
There goes Mick Schumacher. Look at the speed. Look, he's doing 199 on his dashboard. 200. Everyone else much faster. Up the inside just doesn't give Perez enough room.
Crashes into him twice. Crashes into the wall. Then gets in the way of the McLaren twice.
There are definitely some steering to the right from Guan Yu Zhou there, which is ironic given that he's Chinese. But back aboard,
Radiant Slothz now.
Not able
he's
to
just
stop the car.
Over. A massive amount of smoke. He's hit the wall again. Max Verstappen's ahead of him. The only guy who hasn't overtaken him is Mazepin, who isn't even in the race.
And here he comes.
Sad to watch.
Coming back into the pit lane. I think he hit the wall there as well. Or if he didn't, it was incredibly close. Looking back there, I imagine that the safety car is probably a faster vehicle to be driving than that Ferrari right now. And going through his mind will probably be, do I allow Pierre Gasly to lap me so I can end my suffering? Unfortunately, Pierre Gasly is not close enough, so he'll have to finish the race as Justin Freshpot. Apparently, less than a tenth behind Pierre Gasly, but where is he?
Who knows? Justin Freshpot, incredible driving to be this close to a car that he isn't this close to. But Giovinazzi putting him under pressure now. Justin Freshpot wants that second place. Giovinazzi also wants it because no one other than Gasly can win a race. So this is basically a win. Will we see a move from Giovinazzi? He's ahead. We can't see him from this camera. There he is. Justin Freshpot down the inside. Gets the place back.
Of course, we don't know if there was contact there, given the camera angle. Oh, there's a massively aggressive move behind from Antonio Giovinazzi. Lewis Hamilton also mucking in there. It's going to be a fierce battle for third place. Although, given the speed that Giovinazzi can pull off, he may catch the Mercedes again for the back straight as they come round yet more corners that all look the same. Lewis Hamilton challenging for fourth in the background. He is past the Red Bull in his Williams. He's twitching all over the place, and Giovinazzi's closed the gap down once again. Here he is. What will happen? Lance Stroll also backed up into this.
Here for Justin Freshpot.
He's going to have a look. Antonio Giovinazzi with a very dangerous move. Tries to get up the inside.
Smashes the wall to smithereens. The Azerbaijan Town Council will not be happy with that.
That will be coming out of the taxpayers' money. There's a Baku sign in the background. Yes, we are. As we come round the final corner.
And Justin Freshpot keep it ahead.
He's going to be close.
Very close. He doesn't even have DRS yet. Justin Freshpot weaving. Is he pitting?
He pulls across, breaks the slipstream, and somehow keeps it together across the line. A very close pat there. One mistake could have dropped him down into the lower end of the top 10 as Radiant Slothz completes the race incredibly slowly, even though he's on the soft tyre, nearly hits the wall. He crosses the line, and well, that's the end of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. That's 1/4 of the season completed already. And
Justin Freshpot, driver of the day. That's what that says.
Driver of the day awarded. AlphaTauri getting the win once again, leaving, I think, 3 of the 4 races now for Pierre Gasly, potentially. And not good for the rest of the season. He's become the new Lando Norris, it seems. Maybe someone can dethrone him by the end of the season. Unfortunately, as the way with these things are, he may not be dethroned. There's Justin Freshpot on the podium. Antonio Giovinazzi, another 3rd place finish. Very consistent from him. The Italian driver does know how to drive his car around multiple circuits. And the usual suspects celebrate with a very familiar animation that we may or may not have seen a few 100,000 times already. What a race.
Racing.
So who would have seen it coming? Pierre Gasly once again picking up another win this season. He finishes way ahead of Justin Freshpot. Antonio Giovinazzi also joining them on the podium. Then it's back to Lewis Hamilton in the Williams, George Russell, Lance Stroll, Lando Norris, Nicholas Latifi with another poor race, Yuki Tsunoda and Valtteri Bottas picking up the final point. So over in the Drivers' Championship, of course, Pierre Gasly remains ahead, and now his lead is even further ahead over Antonio Giovinazzi. Lance Stroll still remains in 3rd behind them. Then we have Yuki Tsunoda and Justin Freshpot almost tied on points. And it's Lewis Hamilton, Nicholas Latifi and George Russell tied on 26 points. Behind them, Carlos Sainz and Lando Norris rounding out the drivers' top 10. Over in the Constructors, AlphaTauri have retaken the lead over title rivals Aston Martin, and Mercedes in 3rd have dropped back quite significantly. Then it's back to Red Bull, Williams, McLaren, Haas, who are 1 point ahead of Ferrari, Alfa Romeo, and finally Alpine with still 0 points. We'll catch you in the next one.